it's Deja with knitandcrocheteverafter.com, and today we're doing the Righteous Twin Stitch pattern. This is a cool kind of, I call it the twin stitch because there's a lot of double crochets put together in this pattern. Real easy repeat. The pattern is below. I'll talk more about this sample after we do the stitches, but let's get started. Alright, multiple for this pattern is 2 plus 1, so great stitch amount to make this any size you need. So if you're going to do a beanie or a blanket or a scarf, you make it any size you want by multiplying by 2 and then adding 1 for your foundation chain. So to begin row 1, we're going to do double crochets all the way across. So we're going to start in the 4th chain from our hook, and we're just going to double crochet in each of those chains across. And then we'll be ready for row 2. Okay, so for row 2, we're going to start our stitch pattern repeat, or a row repeat, because it's just a 2-row repeat. We're going to start with the chain 1, and then we're going to single crochet in this very first stitch. And it's going to be kind of different on this row because we're not going to crochet into a lot of stitches. So what our repeat will be is a chain 2, and for this is going to be the one kind of weird one because we're counting this chain 3 as a double crochet, and this is called the twin stitch, so that will help you remember that you're going to count 2 double crochets, so 1 and 2, and then we're going to single crochet between the crochets. So we're not going into the loops, we're going into the space between and doing a single crochet. So a little bit different this time. That creates that bigger gap between. So again, we'll chain 2, we'll skip the next 2 double crochets and go between that 2nd and 3rd. Again, chain 2, skip the next 2. Then it's a little bit different here at the end because we have 3 double crochets here. That wasn't a turning chain. This is a normal double crochet. This is our turning chain. So we're going to do our chain 2, but instead of working between the 2nd and 3rd, we're actually going to go into the turning chain. So we're going to do a single crochet in that turning chain to create a nice edge. And then we're ready for row 3. Okay, row 3, the final row repeat. We're going to start with a chain 3. That's going to count as a double crochet, but it's not going to count towards what we're going to do. So we have those chain 2 spaces, and we call this the twin stitch, right? So we need to do 2 double crochets in that chain 2. So we're going to do 1 and 2 in the chain 2. And nothing fancy in between. We're just going to do 2 more double crochets in that next one. Nice and easy. It's going to change when we get to the very end, so pay attention. Otherwise you'll end up with too many stitches. So we're doing those double crochets all the way across, and we come to this last chain 2. So remember, this was kind of a weird one too at the very beginning anyways. So in that last chain 2 space, we did 3 at this end. We're not doing 3 at this end. We're doing only 2. So we're doing 1 double crochet in that chain 2 spot. So just remember, it's kind of smaller than the rest because we only skipped really 1 double crochet at the beginning of the row, and then we're going to do our last double crochet in that single crochet of the row below. And that's all that we're doing for this entire stitch pattern. We do our single crochet, our chain 2, then we'll do the single crochets between the double crochets of the row below, and then we come back and work double crochets into those chain 2s. So it's a pretty fast pattern. You're not having to find your stitches when you're working them, you know, like actually getting into loops since you're going through between and in chain 2 spots. So it's pretty fast. And the fabric is very pretty. I like how it turns out. This is no blocking at all. This is with an H hook and worsted weight, so 5mm. It's totally reversible as most crochet is, thankfully. So this would make a really pretty scarf, and this would look really pretty with variegated yarn because you have that open space, so a self-striping yarn would look really nice in this. Nice and easy pattern to do while watching TV. Those are my favorite kind, where it kind of is an interesting stitch but still easy. This is the Righteous Twin stitch pattern. I am Deja with knitandcrocheteverafter.com, and thank you for watching.